All right, what is up, YouTube? It's been a little bit, so I'm doing a check-in video right now, just kind of a life update. So I left leasing. I was working in leasing at a luxury community, y'all. It was stressful. And the property management company was fine, but the ownership, it was not agreeing with my spirit, and I just did not feel right leasing apartments to people, knowing that, when they have issues and stuff like that, that they weren't going to get resolved, because we had been fighting to resolve a lot of things and get a lot of things organized, but the property was just in such disarray when I got there. It was going to take, I don't want to say a miracle, but it definitely was going to take a lot of active participation from corporate, from the ownership of the building, to kind of get things back to where they need to be. And we were super short staffed, so it was a 400 unit complex, and for a majority of my time working there, it was only one full-time, which was my assistant manager, and myself, who was a part-time. And working in property management, you guys, you have to have enough people. 1.5 people is not enough to manage a 400 apartment complex. It's just not going to be possible. Things are going to be falling apart, and that's what was happening. Things were falling apart, things were falling by the wayside. And then we were also short staffed in our maintenance. So with maintenance, we're supposed to have one person per 100 apartments, and we had 2 maintenance guys. So this is a program they're going to start rolling out nationally. Apparently a lot of these companies are wanting to save money and cut back. However, the quality and the care is not going to be there unless you get somebody that's just going to overwork themselves. And that's pretty much what was happening. Like, we had one maintenance guy who had been doing this for a long time, so he was really familiar with how to do everything. But the other young man we had was kind of new, and he was from a lease up. A lease up is basically like a newer complex where everything is new and you don't have to really worry about fixing too many things, because a lot of things are still under warranty. And so he would tell people, oh, we'll just order a new one. Well, at this new place, we weren't ordering a new one, babe. Like, you have to figure out how to fix it, because the property was getting older. So it was more about maintenance instead of replacement. So I've been praying to God, and honestly, before taking this leasing job, before we moved to Florida, after my last bad leasing experience in Texas, I told myself I didn't want to get into leasing anymore. But you guys, something about like real estate and working in property just really intrigues me. For one, my grandmother was the true definition of a groundbreaker, like literally building houses, leasing them out, creating passive income for herself. She was a true businesswoman, very savvy. So I've always been interested in real estate, and not even just in the investment aspect, but even the design aspect. I spend so much time watching videos on YouTube about affordable housing solutions, or modular housing, prefabricated homes, how we can get homes built more efficiently. And so that's why I even got into leasing in the first place, because it was a low barrier entry job for me to get experience working in housing and getting familiar with all of that. That said, my experience working in leasing over these past couple years in property management in particular has been a little bit less than desirable. There are aspects of the job that I really did like, and those being, I didn't mind the administrative thing. I kind of want to be a little bit more active and flexible on my feet, but you do get a lot of steps in being a leasing agent. I like that. I did like meeting new people every day. Sometimes it would be kind of a hassle if you have a lot of work to do and then you have to kind of stop everything to meet with someone. That balancing act was sometimes difficult, but overall, I'm definitely a social person and I can be extroverted, so I appreciated that. Like, I appreciated building relationships with people, and when people were just like super appreciative of the details that you paid attention to, that they really wanted to see in their apartment, and when you were able to give that to them, how much they loved it. So love that aspect. But as far as the stress and then things just being kind of out of my control as far as maintenance went, I got tired of being chewed out, you guys. You know, I was coming to work, this last property, every day I was coming to work and there was another issue, like between mold and kids just doing things that they shouldn't be doing, you know, bargaining with residents, and just a lot of things that should not have been taking place at that property if we had proper management and the appropriate amount of staff there. You know, and the residents were starting to notice things were falling through the cracks. The building was not being kept up with like it had previously, and the grounds were looking worse. So, you know, residents pick up on those things, and without the support of management and ownership, it wasn't working. So I decided to leave, and with the intention on enrolling in a design school in the spring. Now, this didn't work out exactly how I thought it would work out, because I have not been a Florida resident that I can prove. I've not been a Florida resident for long enough. So I started seeking out scholarships in different ways that I could potentially pay for school. However, a lot of these programs and things like that are very specific. So I've applied for a lot of scholarships. So hopefully I hear back on something related to that. But the enrollment date has started. So I'm kind of just in limbo. I did take a role with the Container Store to be a designer. So I'm working with design software and just kind of want to get my hands wet in that aspect. And I love it, you guys. Like, I've only been here for about a week, but the design portion is something I could definitely get behind. But I do notice it's just because I'm so multi-passionate and I'm interested in so many things that this role is not necessarily all-encompassing. I do like working with design software, so that's another thing that I'm picking up on. Okay, I like, you know, creating community and creating connection and building rapport and relationships with people. I do enjoy aspects of the design, but honestly, you know, if I could be a little more hands-off, I probably wouldn't mind. I do like being hands-on, but it's very detailed, and I think I'm more big picture. So I'm just learning about myself through all of this. Is a journey and it's ever evolving. But I will say, you know, even maybe a year or two ago, I was so broad in my interests and I didn't even know what industry I was interested in. And so now it's like, okay, I can zero in on an industry. I still have a passion for health and wellness. So I would say those are my two loves, is real estate, anything real estate, design, affordable housing related, or health and wellness. But I know health and wellness is something that is just going to have to tie into every aspect of my life. So since being at the Container Store, I realized that retail, you guys, is just, initially it was going to work because I was going to enroll in school for the spring of 2025. However, with me not being able to enroll like I thought I would, there's still some things that haven't been sorted out with that. So I don't know. I'll have to communicate with you guys about that. But it doesn't seem like I will be a full-time student in the spring like I planned. And so with that being said, me working at the Container Store is not ideal because it is a part-time role. And when I say part-time, it's not even 30 hours part-time. Like, they barely giving your girl 25 hours. So I kind of feel like I'm back at the drawing board. You know, I do like working with the design software, but I don't really miss retail. Now, the Container Store is a great place. It's super upbeat, cheery, love my coworkers and everything like that, but I just feel like I'm not using the gifts that God gave me to my fullest capacity. I don't want a role that's going to stress me out. So whereas, you know, working in leasing, they were offering me full-time employment, but I knew that that was not, I still wouldn't have been using my gifts. If I don't know how to explain it, but I still would have been settling in that role, even though I would have been making more and I would have been full-time, and I probably could have even been a manager at some point. But I feel like I was settling. I don't know how else to explain it, but I just feel like God wanted something grander, and not grander in the sense of responsibility, but grander in the sense of the skill set that I am using, if that makes sense. So I'm glad I did not act, out of like fear of like lack of money and stuff like that. But at this point in time, it's coming down to not fear. It's definitely not a fear of lack, but I'm definitely, kind of in a place where I'm like, okay, God, like what's next? Because I can't afford my lifestyle of 22 hours a week, but working part-time definitely served me well when I was in leasing, because if I had been full-time, I probably wouldn't even, I would be depressed. I'm just gonna be honest. I would be depressed. I probably would be trying to frantically look for another job opportunity that would just create a cycle of careers that I don't want. So I'm glad I took that time to be part-time and really do some self-discovery work, because in this time period I've been able to do all this research and really kind of dive deeper into the understanding of what I'm looking for in a career. So at this point in time, as far as design, I think that is on a hold, and I really think that is on a hold because I still think that maybe God is telling me that is too detailed. I really believe he's telling me in this time period to zoom out and to be more big picture focused, so that I'm able to incorporate more of my interests and more of my passions and not get so fixated on one thing. And so what I really love is I've come across channels of women who are in real estate development and who have a passion for the big picture, for project management, and for relationships and people. And so through this time, I just really appreciate like how patient God has been with me, and how he just continues to drop knowledge and jewels as I'm seeking him. He's just dropping just things that I don't know, like a few years ago, me crying and having no idea, to now I'm just getting definition on that idea. I'm refining that idea with God. So I am just eternally grateful for that. Moving forward, I am looking for roles that are more related to how I can get involved in development, and Habitat for Humanity is one of those programs that I discovered that I absolutely love their mission, and just the desire to create affordable housing solutions for people, I think is so huge. And it will clear up so much space and time for people to really live meaningful lives. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I can see in the pattern of my own life where I was able to cut my expenses, even living in California for 7 years, where I was able to cut my expenses and live below my means, maximize my lifestyle so much. So for me, it was never about, the car that I was driving or the place that I was living. Although I want to, feel safe in the vehicle. I want to live in a place that I think looks beautiful and all those things. But more importantly, in my opinion, is the development of housing that is conducive to a healthy lifestyle. If I have time to go to the gym, if I have time to prepare a meal for my family, if I have, an environment that supports walking even, or just like development around me that incorporates nature, or just those aspects, like I absolutely love this. Like I could watch about it all day, I could read about it all day, I could talk to people about it all day. Super duper in love and passionate about it. So anyway, I just wanted to get on here and kind of update you guys on what's going on with me as far as life in Orlando, and just my career search, because that's really where my focus has been. And I know y'all want to see more about Orlando, and that's going to definitely happen soon, especially once your girl gets some more stable income. I will definitely start sharing more about Orlando. But God has really just been blessing me and my husband in this time, because we haven't needed for anything. Like everything we could need, we've been provided for. Housing, like since we've been here, Jay has been promoted. Our expenses have been they've been covered with the income that we have. So I am eternally grateful for that. But I do know God is calling me to something higher in this time period, and just so we can be able to, you know, save more, and so that I can, I believe, fulfill a bigger purpose and use, like I said, more of those gifts that he has gifted me with. So I'm looking for something in real estate, in the housing industry, in the affordable housing industry, that I know will grow me and grow that skill and grow my interests, and also allow me to operate in a mission and in a company that I really believe in. Like, I really believe that I can serve people and I can give the glory to God through housing, through affordable housing solutions, through design, through wellness. Like, all of this is just coming together. And, you know, I think I wanted something initially. As a kid, I wanted something, I guess, that was more cookie cutter, right? So like, some people wake up and they're just, I want to be this or I want to be that, and it fits into a cookie cutter box. I think God, for my life, God didn't design me that way, you know, and I've fortunately been able to explore so many interests and passions of mine, but also for it to all kind of come back full circle, and for me to kind of get the big vision of why I've been in all of these different industries and what this all means to me personally, and how I can craft a career and a vision that is centered around a mission instead of just an income or a title. I am just so grateful. I'm so grateful to God, and I'm so grateful that he didn't give up on me, but also that I didn't give up on myself, and looking and discovering more about who I am through him. So I love you guys. I will definitely be checking in with y'all. And then once we get, like I said, once I find this role, baby, once I get full time, I'll definitely be sharing more about Orlando. I've had to be super intentional about what I want currently in a career. And right now, for me, that looks like flexibility, autonomy. I want my weekends off. I'm tired of working weekends. I'm tired of people asking me to work on Sunday. It's not happening anymore, okay? Like, it's not happening. And I've just had to really get clear on that vision and what I see that God wants for me and that I want for myself. So moving forward, I'll definitely be more intentional about the roles that I take. I need them to align with my mission. I need them to, I need to know that through my work, I am serving God's mission, and that the glory, and God will get the glory through the work that I'm doing. I need to know that for a fact, that whatever role I take, that's going to be the case, because I'm going to be so passionate about that work. And also, I need to know that it's going to be autonomous. I need to know that it's not going to be a traditional just sit down in mundane activities and we're not working towards something tangible. Like, I am a big picture person. I think outside the box. I'm creative. I am ambitious. I am a self-starter. Like, I have to speak these things over myself and know that it's true, because I know God is fulfilling this for me, and that through my faithfulness and through my obedience, he wants what I want, okay? In terms of, he wants to give me the desires of my heart, I should say. Not he wants what I want. Because sometimes, baby, what I want, I find out later that I didn't want that. And I thank God for that revelation. But anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. Stay encouraged, especially if you're in a season like I am of discovering who you are, whose you are, and why you are put here, and what purpose you are here to serve. You know, just keep living and keep loving, you guys. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.